As Lee mentioned, I'm Jim Yolch, so I'm the administrator for Mayo Clinic's Healthy Living program. And Lee and I will be giving you a tour of one of our newest facilities on our campus in Rochester, Minnesota, that is entirely dedicated to wellness and lifestyle and behavior change so people can be transformed and lead healthier, happier lives. So we're currently standing in the 7th floor of our facility. The Healthy Living program occupies the 4th through 7th levels. The lower levels are really dedicated to Mayo Clinic employees and opened about 7 years ago. And that's where our experts, based on decades of research, were able to develop new wellness programs and understand their opportunities to help change our own employees' lives. And those programs that have been successful now, we've translated to provide to our patients and to our guests who visit our campus here. The 7th floor is designed more as a lounge or a retreat. As we walk through the facility and just give you a general overview of our space, we really attempted to make a lot of connections to nature. Lifestyle is a really difficult nut to crack for individuals. So we don't want to make it intimidating. We weren't looking to make it sterile, like a clinical environment. We really wanted to make it welcoming and inspirational. So you can see on the 7th floor, we have an outdoor patio, and then we have a comfortable space. We have many different programs, destination packages. All of our programs are really predicated on our pillars of wellness, which we've defined as assessments, physical activity, nutrition, and resiliency. And so Lee and my goal today will be to walk you through our floors that have been really designed to support our practical programs, to give people confidence, expert knowledge in those areas, so that they can start to incorporate those in their lives. This might be an area where people lounge. This might be an area where people meet with a wellness coach. Some of our participants have formed bonds because they're all going through an experience together. So this has become more of a social space where people can really discuss what they're feeling and what they're hoping to achieve through the program. I'll bring us down to our 6th floor then. We'll start with a quick run through of our nutrition space, our participation kitchen. So this is our hallmark space where we really help people understand the basics of healthy diets, where they can make healthy substitutions on what they might be consuming or eating today. And we really want the experience to be participatory. So we have an executive wellness chef, wellness dietitians as part of our team. We can do demonstrations for our guests at the Executive Island, but our more successful programs, sessions, are not when people just watch, but when they can actually get up and do. So we help them with culinary techniques in this space and just a general understanding of the ingredients that they're putting together to create a meal. And then most often, they'll adjourn from this space, enjoy the lunch or the dish that they've created, as our dietitian goes into more depth on some of the selections that were part of their nutrition experience. We're really helping people understand how to make healthy food choices. So you'll have on this side what our typical pantries at home might look like. And then as you can see, we've layered throughout, leading to what a wellness pantry might contain, some helpful information, some grab and goes. So our dietitians can review information and help people understand how to read food labels. For different food choices, what are the appropriate portion sizes? And really just kind of bring all that information together so they have the confidence to make healthy choices when they return. We're going to go into the middle of a corporate retreat, which I think is okay. So just wanted to show in this space, our programs vary from 1 to 4 days on site. And then depending on the program, we follow individuals either for 6 months or up to a full year with personalized wellness coaching. We typically use a 3-phase engagement. So we'll collect information from people before they arrive. We use that to customize, individualize, personalize their experience on site. And then we follow up with them and remain connected. So when they have a relapse or they need additional help or resources, they have that go-to person that can help sort through that information. So for the multi-day programs, we do provide meals. We optimize our physicians' involvement in our programs, so we do a lot of lunch and learns, keynotes on our philosophy and our approach to wellness. It's also a space that we use for outside groups to do corporate wellness retreats. So they may have a business agenda. This is an opportunity to show to their employees that they appreciate and care for their well-being, and we inject into that some of our specific wellness program opportunities. So we won't interrupt them, we'll walk by them, and you can see the space that this group is in. So we've passed into the rest of our 6th floor, which we define as our resiliency space. We've defined resiliency as how we cope with life's pressures and stresses. So some of the tactics that we teach people are stress management, resiliency training, healthy sleep, mindful movement, and meditation. So we'll walk you through just a few of these spaces. This setting is more conversational, so not classroom structured. We've used different effects with lighting, with music, with curved walls to bring people together. I'll bring you through our Presence Center. So this is our Presence Center. This is just an example of some of the spaces we use to teach some of our programming on resiliency. So there may be a small group of individuals in here, which is led by one of our resiliency specialists or wellness coaches, and they'll go through techniques on focusing in the now, not being distracted by what maybe has happened in the past or what's coming in the future. We'll review some of the neurosciences related to that and give people practical techniques and tactics to really live in the moment. Also some techniques and tactics on stress management, so how to reduce stress, all backed by science. So we know that stress contributes to health conditions and ailments. What we're really trying to do through the Healthy Living program, ironically, is prevent people at times from becoming our patients at Mayo Clinic by giving them practical wellness advice. So mindful movements is an important part of physical activity and resiliency. We have 2 studios where we can do both individual and small group sessions, but this is where we'll instruct people for the first time how to do yoga or Tai Chi or Pilates, or use foam rollers to help with core strength, balance, and flexibility. Again, you can see we've really tried to brighten this space by using floor-to-ceiling glass, but still has the privacy for people so that they feel comfortable. We've really created a safe environment for people to try new things maybe for the first time as they start their wellness journey. Lee and I are now going to head down a stairwell to our 5th floor. A couple of functions on our 5th floor. Probably most prominently, our 5th floor contains the Rejuvenate Spa at the Healthy Living program. It's a full-service medical integrated treatment spa. We do skin treatments, massage, acupuncture, natural healthy nail care as well. And the spa is really open to any individuals, existing patients, visitors to Rochester, traveling companions, even Mayo Clinic employees. We have wellness trainers and exercise specialists that help support our guests in these assessments. One of the other tests that we'll do is a functional movement screen, where we basically are taking some apparatus and laying it on the floor, and our exercise specialists and our therapists will have each guest perform a number of different exercises, a lot of bending, lunging, positioning with bars behind your back, just to get a sense of movement and balance. We then needed a space where we could do musculoskeletal evaluations, so I won't hit Lee, but we have exam tables built in to this space to make it a really seamless and private experience. So someone will do a functional movement screen on the floor. Our staff will then put them on here and help manipulate leg, arm, just to understand, again, balances where there might be some deficiencies, so we can make targeted interventions. Assessments themselves are packages that are available, so if you just want to get a baseline of what your wellness status is, you can come in for a couple hours to a full day and participate in these tests, and our staff will provide you with results and instructions on what you might need to do as you think about improving your fitness levels. One of the other tests that we'll do is some strength testing. So we'll do leg presses, arm presses. We use air compressed machines here that give us repeatable and recordable data and information. It's through some of this testing where we again identify imbalances between left and right side. And and then we can compare results against populations to give people an understanding of where they might compare to relative age and gender. So we're set up for doing venipuncture and stored serum. We're very interested in partnering with other groups across Mayo, Center for Individualized Medicine and understanding geno and phenotyping and wellness interventions. For most of our programs today, we'll do a simple finger stick to get a blood glucose and a lipid reading. We do that in these areas here. And we're trying to make this a very efficient and painless experience. So within one station, we'll do a quick finger stick, just a drop of blood on a simple strip of paper. We'll use an analyzer to get those results. We'll do height and weight to derive BMI, and then we'll take each patient's blood pressure. So we've arrived on our 4th floor. We've actually taken physical activity and divided it into 4 zones that have an array of equipment. And what we're trying to do is work with the results of those assessments, and then with each individual, whether it's a simple bike on the far end of this studio, to the new curved treadmills, to elliptical machines, to devices with technology, we're just really encouraging people to try something and find something that they like and that they're likely to find back at home so that they can stick with the program to really start to crack that nut on sustainability behavior change. So as we round the corner, similarly, we have a studio on strength. Same concept. Along the wall, you'll see free weights, medicine balls, tension machines as well, resistance, all basically available for people to try and understand what they might like best. You'll find on our website one of our programs focuses on the Mayo Clinic diet experience. So healthy weight loss, healthy weight management. This isn't an extreme program. Again, it's gradual, incremental, sustainable changes to achieve a healthy weight. So for those individuals for physical activity, we wanted to have their access to the same floor, same equipment, same expert staff. They may be individuals that haven't exercised for a while. So we wanted to provide some privacy as they maybe started on an exercise program for the first time. So you can see all those zones really come together in this space. And then we can close these accordion doors to provide even an additional level of privacy. We literally will go into a neat studio, which the acronym stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. So in this space, we're introducing concepts of movement and are sharing with our participants really over time how, at least in the United States, as our jobs have shifted from laborious to more sedentary, there's been a direct correlation of weight gain and increase in BMI. It's because we're not moving as much. So as we share that information, our participants are learning that as they're walking between 1 mile and 1.5 miles per hour on treadmills. We also introduced the concept of a walking workstation. So again, based on Mayo Clinic research that dates back years ago, working with some of our transcriptionists, shows an improvement in accuracy in typing from, again, that modest 1 mile to 1.5 miles, because as the body's going, the neurons are firing and people are more accurate. So we have some of those devices available for people to try out as well. And then bring it down to some other levels. You can see not many chairs in this space. We also teach the concept of the importance of standing. So sitting has become the new smoking. Even if you exercise the prescribed amount and frequency a week, if you sit for more than 7 hours on average a day, you're still at elevated cardiovascular risk. So we teach people how to break up that sitting routine by either standing with different workstations and work devices available. If you are really relegated to the traditional common office environment, how you can introduce equipment like pedal stations, stair steppers, to break up that routine again and get to physical activity and movement. Last but not least, we introduce for some individuals the concept of gamification. So maybe I have young kids or young grandkids, and ultimately my goal is to get my family moving together and run a 5K or a marathon. You have to start somewhere, and you have to make it simple. So we help individuals use what sometimes is seen as an enemy in the fight against activity and movement, the television, and how to convert it into more of an ally. So we introduce concepts using technologies today, We Connects, where your body is the remote control, really promoting activity. So now I can return home. I have some comfort in how to buy and set up these technologies. And I can invite my family into some friendly competition that subtly starts our movement activity so that we can then get outdoors or get into a more rigorous environment. So those are really the highlights of our 4 floors of the Mayo Clinic Healthy Living Program. Happy to respond to any real-time questions as those are coming into Lee.
Yeah, so one of the questions that had come in a little earlier was about the cost of the program or the different options that you have available. So you've got the 1 day to 4 days is the way that works?
Yeah, so we've designed programs really for every wellness need and every budget. Again, the best thing to do would be to visit our website. There are the different offerings described in more detail, what's included, if there's coaching as an ongoing presence or not with our current prices. Our prices will range from certain individual classes. If people are just in Rochester and want to come to the facility and try a class in foam roller, our classes range from anywhere from $10 to $100 if it's a cooking demonstration. Our destination packages currently range from a few $100s to over $1,000. But it's probably best to review what each person wants to get out of the program, start to identify which packages might align with that best, and then either send an email, complete a web form, or pick up the phone and call one of our service specialists, and they would be happy to connect people with more information.